Hello again. I'd like to make another video after the one I just made because I knew this was gonna happen at some point where I'd have to kind of like explain this. I just figured why not? I mean, it should be like a 5 minute video. But I wanted to just say practice what you preach. And that's something that me being a 19-year-old who wants to come on to YouTube and share whatever stuff I've figured out. Anything I talk about in these videos, I will generally try to only speak about things that I feel I can speak about, like that I have experience with, or things that I've actually experienced or have found to be true for me. With that being said, I yeah, everything I say, don't take it as gospel. Don't take it as words of God or anything. And I don't think anybody will. But my whole goal with anything I ever talk about is just stuff, either issues that I've gone through or ways of thinking that even if I don't necessarily like that video I just uploaded about um figuring things out for yourself. That is not something I do all the time. Like it is still something I struggle with. And when I make these videos, I don't want to make it seem like I'm some saint that practices all of these things throughout my whole life and that I like live by a code or something. It's like, no. These are just things that I know. Like for me, I know just thinking about certain ways of thinking, looking at things differently, hearing somebody else tell me how they think about things can help me in my own life. And that is my goal. I want to share these things so that you can look at them and say, "Oh, hey, okay, what he's saying makes some sense. Like I feel this way too. I experience this in my life. Maybe what he's saying, the answer to that problem, maybe that is something I can also think about or recall to whenever that issue is happening." I Yeah, I don't want to be some person that comes on here and, preaches this healthy living way of thinking or whatever and then doesn't actually do it. These things that I talk about, usually I will try and make sure that I have a foundation enough to even be speaking about it. Especially if I get into any bigger issues, I will definitely be watching how I say things and like what I like. Just yeah. So I just wanted to specify that, I guess. And that's just a good thing to go by in general. Practice what you preach. You can't sit there and talk all day and talk about healthy living, doing this, doing that, and then not live a healthy life or be unhealthy. It's like a fat person telling you, like, hey, you got to do this to be fit. It's like I'm going to listen to the guy over there who's not fat about being healthy and stuff. Yeah, that was a poor example, kind of offensive. Get what I'm saying though? Don't like, yeah. Yeah, I think that's just something that's good for everybody, and I don't want to ever be that person that goes on and shares all these things, and then somebody meets me in real life, and they're like, "Oh, you don't do any of the things you say." It's like I just want all of these things I will talk about. Some of them will be serious issues. Some of them will be from my own experience, issues that I've gone through. That, and I'm not saying that you have to, think about things a certain way to live a good life. I'm just hoping to share with people some solutions or different ways of thinking I have found that have actually worked for me and helped me. I'm not saying that whatever I say is going to be 100% true and accurate and work for everybody. No, that's not, and I don't want that to be the goal. And I will say, these things that I talk about, whether or not I'm actively working on them or it's something that I've already worked on, they will like I will always like that thing I just talked about with the figuring things out for yourself. That is something I'm still consciously trying to work on in my day-to-day life. So I won't, because if I only brought up things that I was very well versed in and like already issues I already went through and fixed, I wouldn't have much to talk about. But if I can talk about the things that I'm actively going through, like generally I want to make these videos on the weekend, and I want my week building up to that, I want that to be whatever really is hitting me the most that week, whatever I think I want, whatever I'm feeling passionate to talk about, that's what I'll try and talk about. And it could be a fresh issue, a fresh perspective that I just got that I want to share. It's so don't nothing I say is like the word of God or anything like and I don't want it to ever seem like that. I want it. I'm a lot of these. I plan on going through a lot of these issues and recording and talking about it as I go through them. Because I feel like that's a lot more beneficial than just making one video after you've gone through an issue or a problem in your life. So yeah, I just want to specify that. And it's good to practice what you preach. You end up looking like an ass if you don't. So another lesson that I have no business sharing or giving, but I'm gonna do it anyways because that's what I want to do. And you can do with that information, with that lesson, what you want to do with it, because that's the world we live in. All right, yep, that's it. I'm outie. Peace out, people.